I work in construction, which means long shifts, early wake-ups, and coming home so exhausted I can barely keep my eyes open. My wife, Natalie, always told me she admired how hard I pushed myself. She'd say she loved me, that she was proud of the hours I put in. I believed her completely. That morning felt like any other. I kissed her goodbye around 6, grabbed my thermos, and headed out while she was still curled under the blankets, half asleep. If I had known what would unfold later, I would never have stepped outside. Around midday, my boss called saying the job site was a disaster. Delays, missing supplies, everything on hold. He told me to take the rest of the day off. I was actually glad. I thought I'd surprise Natalie, maybe even grab lunch together for once since our schedules rarely lined up. But when I turned into the driveway, I noticed a car I'd never seen before. My stomach tightened. I tried to shake it off, telling myself it was probably nothing, but something inside me felt wrong. Walking up to the door, I paused. Call it instinct or intuition, but something told me to brace myself. The second I stepped inside, I heard it, soft laughter, hushed voices. Then a man spoke. My heartbeat went from steady to hammering in seconds. The noise was coming from our bedroom. My legs felt like they were made of lead as I walked down the hall. With each step, my chest felt tighter. The door was cracked open just enough for me to see. And there she was, Natalie, my wife, the woman I promised my life to, wrapped around another man. Her hands on him, their bodies tangled together as if I didn't even exist. For a split second, I went completely numb, like my mind refused to process it. Then everything hit at once. Anger, disbelief, a pain so deep it felt like something was tearing at my insides. But I didn't burst in. I didn't scream. Instead, I pulled out my phone and recorded a few seconds, just enough to show the truth. Then I stepped back quietly, walked out of the house, down the driveway, and climbed into my truck. I sat there gripping the steering wheel, trying to understand what had just happened. Rage, humiliation, heartbreak. They all crashed into me at once. After a moment, I made a decision. I sent her the video. No explanation, no message attached, just the proof. Seconds later, her scream echoed from inside. Then frantic footsteps. The door flew open, and Natalie came running toward me in a robe, her face pale. "Please wait. This isn't what it looks like," she gasped. I stared at her with a kind of calm I didn't even recognize. I knew exactly what it was. Behind her, the man, shirtless, uncomfortable, useless, hovered in the doorway like he wished he could disappear. "You don't understand," she cried. But I understood perfectly. I started my truck and drove away. She called nonstop. I ignored all of it. By the time I got to my friend Mark's place, my phone was flooded with messages. Apologies, excuses, desperate pleas. But the truth was obvious. She wasn't sorry for doing it. She was only sorry I caught them. Mark didn't pry. He just handed me a beer and let me sit in silence. That night, I barely slept. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw them again. The next morning, my phone was still buzzing with her messages. Long ones, short ones, tearful ones, all saying nothing that mattered. I finally sent a single reply. "I'll send someone to pick up my things." No yelling, no argument, just an ending. And with that one text, a weight lifted off my chest. I wasn't going to waste another second on someone who had made her choice long before I walked through that door. I stayed with Mark for a few days. She tried spinning the story to our mutual friends, claiming it was a mistake, that it didn't mean anything. But the video didn't lie, and I made sure the right people saw it. By the end of the week, everyone knew what really happened. Her excuses fell apart the moment the evidence came out. I didn't shout, I didn't fight, I didn't break down. I just walked away. And honestly, that ended up being the greatest revenge I could have taken.